Hi, my name is Jono and I am the lead developer at Pickled Squid Games. So I am making a survival farming sim set in Outback Australia, similar to something like Stardew Valley-ish, but more first person. So the first system that I decided to make for this game was the modular building system because I thought that it would be the most difficult thing to make out of everything that I had planned for this game. So I wanted to just get that out of the way and working before I start working on anything else really. So here's a demonstration of the building system. You can see that I have sort of an empty, sort of very early uh, level scene type thing. This brown area marks the whole building area. So if you step into this area, press B to go into build mode, then it enables a build camera that you can fly around. You press space and control, go up and down, WASD. Then you press tab to bring up the building menu. Turns out that the UI doesn't scale properly with the UI. Jesus Christ, the UI doesn't scale properly with the screen size. There we go. So you click the building. These are the different materials that you have to build out of. Currently, these three don't have anything in them. See a little arrow down the bottom because there's nothing assigned to them. But wooden stuff has all these things. So click on that, and then right click, and it all snaps to the nearest part. Each building part has a bunch of sockets attached to it, and whichever part you have selected, whether it's these three are walls, there's obviously a floor, roofs, fences, and pillars that'll all look for a snapping point that's similar to the one that it's looking for, type of deal. So yeah, so you build, right click, because these two parts have technically two snapping points relatively close together, it'll sometimes do that. But click on this destroy button up here and then right click and you can destroy it. So see how it sort of snaps between the two of them? I think we want this one. Yep, there we go. I also put the wrong one, which I could have used that. And then, oh, okay. That's fine. Grab it. Put it there. No, okay. You have to. This is interesting. Let's destroy this one. Okay, now it's working fine. That was weird. I'm not quite sure what that was. So let's put another window here. Yeah. And then we fill the rest out with walls. Not there. Actually, I can just grab that. All right. And then we get onto the roofs. So again, works off a similar snapping system. Can kind of be a bit difficult to find the spots, but each of these has a collider on it. That so does point that it's trying to snap to, or at least it should. Ah, no, I know what's happening now. I know what's happening now. So if I go here, how do I untick that? There we go. So this brings up this view. Don't want that. I want to destroy, get rid of that. And we go to here. Find the build guide for the 15-degree roof. You can see here, this is the max. This is how far it needs to be until it'll snap to the nearest point. So if I just raise that to say 3, it used to be on 5, but that was causing some other issues with some of the other parts. So that should now, there we go, you can snap. But this isn't the sort of angle that I want it to be at, so you press R, to tap R, and that'll rotate it. There you go. So put it there, there. Now we want the flat roof, yeah, that one. So I didn't oh, there we go. So there's a collider outage pointed at my monitor. There's a collider out here attached to that door that has a collider on it that the raycast will detect. So I was scrolling like waving the mouse around here trying to find it. Okay. We get down. Bring that back up. Fence. Let's do that. There we go. We get a pillar. And there we go. So close that menu, press V. Oh, don't press V. Going on here. Oh, I see. Okay. Yep. All right. That's fine. Finding bugs. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It will be fixed. And there we go. We have a little house built. For some reason, the footsteps have stopped. Okay, another bug. That's fine. We'll fix it. Yeah. So now we have a little house. See out. Maybe like crops are out there or something, or livestock. Yeah. So that's the building system. Obviously, it'll get expanded on. It'll get improved. All of the bugs that have come up in this will get fixed or addressed. Everything like that. There is one major bug that almost killed this. So that is. I'll go back to here. I also didn't. There's one other thing. One other feature in this that I haven't showed off. So the building system will go off of, like, you'll have resources similar. This whole building system works similar to Fallout 4's. You probably looked at this and thought this is the building system from Fallout 4. So each of these trees can be destroyed, and later on you'll get resources for those. The distance is also currently unlimited, and that works. That'll work the same for the building parts. So yeah, that's one thing that I didn't show off. But the bug that nearly killed this whole thing is from one single script, which is this script that just went away. Hang on. We'll just get one of these. This building parts script. So if I open that, and this whole bug is just from me being an idiot and not really knowing how it works. And it is simply just this. Now this is needed for the snapping, so I couldn't really get rid of it unless I turn it into like collisions or something. But I don't think I want to do that. The reason that this almost killed it was because that script is also on every single one of these trees, or it was. I've disabled it because of the issue. So if I re-enable that, it's on every single tree, remember, and that update function is running constantly. And now you can see that I've dropped down from 400 FPS to 130 FPS. We go into building mode, we grab floor, and just watch the FPS dissolve. Now we have 19 FPS. So I'm losing about 20 FPS per building block, like per building piece. And that is just because of that simple update function that I have. And I need to get rid of. Well, not get rid of, I need to change from, because the trees don't need a building part script. They just need like a resource script or something. Same with the built objects. That'll be how I run the whole destroying thing and adding resources. You can also see the LOD groups is one of the things that I was trying to do to try and get FPS back, because I noticed the FPS drop after I added all the trees. Funnily enough. So yeah, that's the overview of the building system. Obviously, there's going to be a hell of a lot more to this game, but yeah, I'll just talk to you a bit more about the game. But the brief description I gave at the start is easy enough to visualize, but I'm just going to go into a further explanation of what the game as a whole is. Like I said, this game will be Stardew Valley in first person set in Australia. So when you start out the game, you'll have this large plot of land, but I'll probably downscale it quite significantly because it's quite frankly massive at this point. You'll also have a few building resources, like some bits of wood, some metal and stuff to sort of build up your starter house. You also have some seeds to start your crops, and then like you'll be able to use that to start making money, which you can use to buy more seeds, more resources, better equipment, things like that. I also intend to have multiple farms that you can buy, so making money will help you buy more farms. speaking of making money, there'll be a few ways along with farming to make money. You'll also be able to hunt animals like rabbits, kangaroos, and other Australian wildlife. There'll be fishing as well, so you can make money off the fishing as well as the hunting. You'll be able to explore the vast outback world that I'm planning to make in order to find any sort of valuable loot as well as scrap. So you could go and find scrap wood and either take it back to your farm to use as a building resource for yourself, or you can sell it. When it comes to the hunting, I want there to be some sort of dynamic population counter. So that while, yes, it will be possible to hunt animals that are like on the brink of extinction, I want you to also be able to bring them back from that point. So I feel like it's a bit of a touchy subject, but yes, you will be able to hunt koalas. But I'm not sure if you're aware, Australian koalas are currently heavily endangered. So I want you to be able to try and bring back the animal populations of any animals that have been overhunted, or any animals that you have overhunted. So at the start of the game, kangaroos could be everywhere in the game, and you might only hunt kangaroos. That's going to affect the population, and eventually there might be no kangaroos, sorry. And I want to give you the option to bring those kangaroo population numbers or whatever back so that they don't go extinct. You can still hunt them, you can still make money off them. So there'll be some sort of raising of animals to release into the wild to try and repopulate them. This system does sound very, very, very difficult in terms of coding, but I think I've come up with a way that will be pretty easy to manage. I'm not going to talk about it just in case it turns out to not be as easy as I'm thinking, but hopefully it works out just fine. I'm pretty confident that I can do it. Fishing will also work in a similar way to Stardew Valley, in that different types of fish will be caught from different bodies of water, which funnily enough is also how fish work in real life. So ponds, lakes, rivers, ocean will all have different types of fish that you can catch and sell or keep and eat. Maybe even have a system that you can fill out your own pond with fish that you catch. I don't know, maybe. Not sure about that one. We'll just leave that one. So in order for the player to get around this huge world that I'm planning, or this huge map, as you saw in the little demonstration that I did, those black dots off in the distance, that was a town. And that's the town that you will start in, and it is very far from your farm. So I want the player to have some sort of transportation, or the player's going to need some sort of transportation. So I'm thinking some kind of Australian ute. For those not familiar with what a ute is, it's a ute. I think ute stands for utility vehicle. I'll throw a picture up on screen. Yeah, I want to have a ute or a vehicle that the player will have to sort of repair and maintain. So when you first get it, it'll be left abandoned on your farm, falling apart, doesn't work. You've got to fix it to get it running. But in saying that, I know I just said I needed the player to have some form of transportation to get from the town to the farm, but the ute starts at the farm, sorry. So I'm thinking that when you spawn in the town, you're sort of, story-wise, you'll be getting off a bus and you'll go and talk to the owner of like a pub or something, because as soon as you get to a new town in Australia, you go to the pub. So you'll talk to them, and they'll say something about how they've found a donkey and you can have this donkey, and then you ride said donkey to your farm, and that will be your early form of transportation. That's how you'll get around in the game early on, with the goal of repairing your car to drive. So because that donkey will be sort of a part of the livestock that you'll be having on your farm, you will need things like that. The donkey will have needs that you need to sort of stay on top of. So it'll need to sleep, it'll need to eat, it'll need to drink, all things like that. But the tutorial won't necessarily force you to do those things. It'll sort of suggest that you should do them, otherwise your donkey's going to die and then you're going to have to walk, which I'm sure most players won't want. So yeah, there won't be any quests-like systems. It'll just be sort of suggested like system. Like there might be some sort of little goal-oriented stuff similar to Stardew Valley. Hey, like the mayor's lost his underwear or whatever. There might be things like that, but there won't be any all-out building system quests. It's all sort of all up to you. Build what you want, go nuts kind of thing. So the building system is at a place that I am confident with, because I'm not quite sure how it works, but it does. Even though this script, even though that build part controller script that is killing the FPS is inactive on all of the trees, the destroy function still works. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but it does. So I'm not going to touch it just yet, but that will be fixed at some point. So from there, the next thing that I need to address or work on, whatever, will be a save system so that you can save your buildings. And then from there, I'll work on things like an inventory, the crops, vehicles, the survival mechanics. And then alongside with the sort of crop system, I want to make the sort of beginnings of the wildlife, because I want things like birds and rabbits and all kinds of other rodents to come and actually eat your crops. So that you've got to sort of build things to keep them away, or go out there with your shotgun and deal with it yourself. After I've gotten all those things in, I think I'll be pretty happy and be able to make a second devlog similar to this one, showing off everything that I've done. I'm pretty bad with recording things as I'm doing them, so I think the format that I'm going to try and go for is I just not shut up, but I just show you what I've got type of deal. But it won't be like this where I've just been talking for the past however long. I'll be in game showing you what I've done, and if there's anything that you want me to go into further depth, go into further detail of how I've actually done it, then I'll do an additional video. Like if you want a tutorial or something on how to do this building system, I am more than happy to accommodate to that. But if not, that's fine. So yeah, so that's the basic overview of my game idea, and I'm pretty confident in my abilities that I can get most of the mechanics into the game. There might be a couple of things that turn out to not work like I anticipate they will, like the population system, but I think I can do it. I hope I haven't missed anything, but I probably have. But yeah, I hope it was enough to get the rough idea across about the game, and I hope you stick around for more. If this is something that you might be interested in, please like, comment, and subscribe. That would help me so much. And I don't know, yeah, comment if you want to see a tutorial on the building system, like the video if you liked the video, and yeah, hopefully I see you in the next devlog. Bye.